Well, welcome back. Right now, it's time for our monthly tech tips with Nexus IT. Earl Foote is here with us. Give us an update on everything they're involved in and also holiday tech. Earl, how are you today?
I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for having me on.
It's that time of year to talk about gifts and technology. So from your perspective, especially at Nexus IT, how are you feeling heading into this holiday season in regards to technology?
It's a really interesting season, honestly, right now. And one of the biggest problems, I know, everybody's talking about supply chain shortages and, the long-term lingering effects of COVID, of this pandemic, which, at some point it gets frustrating to just, continue to deal with, things that are byproducts of what's happened here. But this supply chain shortage problem, particularly in the technology market, the semiconductor space. I don't know if everybody knows, but there's massive shortages of semiconductors. In fact, GM, 2 months ago, shut down all 6 of their North America, manufacturing plants because they can't source adequate semiconductors to put in their vehicles, right? And it's happening across the board. So in tech gadgets, in fact, a lot of the stuff that we need for projects has 6 to 9 month lead times on it. But particularly, gifts that people are going to be looking for, headphones and tablets and whatever, smartphones, whatever it might be, anything that is tech related is going to be in significant shortage this holiday season. So people have been recommending, start shopping early, like 3 or 6 months ago, because it's very likely that we'll get down to the end here. And actually that's, of course, supply and demand, prices are going up. The aftermarket, that is developing on tech gadgets and gifts around the holiday season and stuff that's in shortage, people are going to pay 10 and 20 times retail for stuff, just so they can land it and, make sure that they've got the present that they want under the tree. And it's kind of a crazy time right now.
Absolutely is. So shop early, be open to the idea that you might have to pay more, and maybe be flexible in that perfect gift, or even if there's something you're really hoping to get, maybe it'll be a January gift. Or I think sometimes, at least for me, I focus on that perfection of getting the exact right thing. And I think we need to maybe take a step back and realize things are different.
Yeah. In fact, just last Christmas with one of my kids, the thing that I was going to get him would not arrive in time. So I put a little picture and certificate underneath the tree, in a box and said, hey, it's going to be here. It was like January 6th or something like that, So I'm sorry, but you're going to have 2 Christmases, I guess, So look, that's just kind of where we're at the moment. Gaming consoles are going to be a problem. I'm sure that people are seeing, I think that there's, over 200 cargo ships now, backed up off the coast of California. All the problems trying to get to land goods and then get those goods moved, throughout the country. But even at that, even if they offload everything that's, sitting out there in the ocean right now, it's not enough to meet current demand. So we're in a bit of a pickle.
Oh, very, very true. And it's also interesting to me what you said at the top of the interview about how this supply demand issue is affecting your day-to-day business at Nexus IT as well.
It does, 100%. Just getting parts right now. And in fact, graphics cards for high-end, design workstations and gaming workstations and that kind of stuff, they're literally going for 10 times retail value right now. And there are scalpers that have written bots that go out and buy all the inventory that becomes available as soon as it becomes available, and then they sell it on a secondary market, and they're making 10x on it. It's crazy.
Oh, wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I admire their industriousness or I'm frustrated by what it's causing.
Both, a little bit of both.
Yeah, exactly. So if you do secure that perfect tech gift for loved ones this holiday season, or maybe you receive one, how can you make sure that your privacy and security is top of mind with that gift?
Yeah, look, I'm a geek, I'm a gadget guy, right? But at the same time, I really like to educate people about the real risks of, being overly engaged sometimes in technology and gadgets. First and foremost, all of the cool little gadgets that are coming out, security is not their number one priority. And oftentimes privacy, they're more interested in the data they can gather from you, what they can do with that data, and then how they sell that data than they are in your own privacy. Some of the worst offenders in that right are Facebook with the Facebook portal, Amazon Alexa devices, actually some treadmills and things like that. So everything's is a smart connected device today, and you just have to be be cognizant of what am I giving up by utilizing this, and is it adequately important to me that that I'm willing to give up my privacy in exchange for utilizing whatever it is I'm going to utilize. And think about it in your gifting. All the tech gadgets are fantastic. They're fun. They're great. They enhance our lives in many different ways, but they also come at some sort of risk and sacrifice usually. And those devices often, get hacked. An error we see happen oftentimes is that people will buy consumer grade gadgets and put them into corporate environments. And those things get hacked all the time. And when those little IoT, what we call IoT or Internet of Things devices, when those get hacked, a hacker then has a backdoor into a corporate network where they can begin to sprawl and get into servers and get into routers and firewalls and desktops. And so you just got to be really careful and keep your eye out. Do a little bit of research and make sure you know what you're giving up and what the risks are when you buy these things, right?
Oh, absolutely. And you definitely don't want to be that person who brings your personal device in and causes a big data issue, a breach within your company. So that's an excellent point. And also the fact that some individuals may be very willing to give up certain privacy issues because of the smart devices, because of the convenience it adds to their lives. But others may feel some anxiety about that. But it doesn't mean you can't have that product. You just need to make sure you're aware of how to set it up so it aligns with how you feel.
Yeah, exactly. And the majority of the manufacturers do make available to you controls on your privacy and security side. So as you set that device up, make sure you do it correctly. And then I would just take the time to search use Google, whatever your search engine is, search on best privacy practices for the device. And you'll find tutorials on how to go in and alter the configurations. Just yesterday, I noticed some new features through Amazon, the Amazon Alexa and Echo devices and whatever, some new features on data retention and stuff like that. So I went through on all my devices, I reconfigured those so that they won't retain all of the interactions with the Amazon Echo devices or Alexa, AI. And so, they're just educate yourself, know what you're getting into, and make the changes that you feel comfortable with, right?
And also, if you're giving a gift to someone who may not be quite as tech savvy, research it for them, recommend it for them. I think that's always a good idea.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I know a lot of us have, more senior parents that we're giving, tech gadget gifts to and stuff like that. It's probably a good idea to, pre-configure those for them, make sure that they're set up to be optimal, and it's not massively sacrificing their privacy.
Well, great advice, ready for a holiday season where hopefully we can find all those tech gifts that we want. But I want to make sure before we run out of time to mention your podcast. It's recently launched, very exciting. Tell me about it.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, so I have been doing the podcast usually a couple times a month. It's a live stream video podcast that I do on tech-related topics and business-related topics. I usually bring on a founder, CEO of some cool local company, and we talk about their journey and lessons learned and what technology their company is building and stuff like that. I've been doing it for, steadily for a year and a half or 2 years, but just as of this month, we are starting to syndicate across all, major podcast platforms. So it's called the Nexus IT Tech Beat podcast. It is out there on Spotify right now. We should be on Apple, Google, Amazon, and other major platforms here, in the next few weeks. And we're excited about that. We're excited to extend the reach of it. It's had really good, reception so far, good viewership. And it'll be available in audio and in video formats. So it's kind of fun. Just a little passion project.
Well, and congratulations after having it for a year and a half to be able to take it the next step and have some episodes in bigger platforms, larger distribution. That's huge. So that's really exciting. Congrats.
Thank you. Thanks. I really appreciate that.
And I noticed you have a couple of episodes there right now. Tell me more about those.
Yeah, I got to think about what's there because we're posting backlog. Let's see. I think recently Christy Holt, who is CEO and founder of Vibonics, it's a really interesting AI technology that helps you understand your state of mental health, and then there's coaching and stuff available. It's understanding your mood and how to improve that. How to raise your vibrational level, right? So it's tech, used in a very, let's call it hippie way, right? It's kind of fun. And so, Christy and I talked about her journey. She's had an extraordinary entrepreneurial journey over 20 something years. And has been involved in many different businesses. So that was a really fun conversation. For me, it's about telling the story behind business, the story behind the people that are influencing where we're going, in our current society and where technology is going, the people that are driving, new innovation and stuff like that. Those are fascinating stories to me. And for me, it's a lot of fun to be able to share that with other people.
And I agree, they are fascinating stories. You take these technology discussions, but make it relatable and interesting for pretty much everyone. That's really a great podcast. I've enjoyed it.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Where can we get more information about Nexus IT, everything that you do to help your clients and customers, and also make sure to find your podcast?
Yeah, let's see. On the web, reach out to us at nexusitc.net. Phone is 435-487-9099. And if you just go to YouTube, search for Nexus IT, you'll find the channel there. You'll find the live stream TechBeat podcast there. Again, you can also look right now on Spotify for TechBeat. And we're going to other major platforms really soon.
Very exciting. Well, thank you so much, Earl. We always appreciate your time with us right here on Mountain Connections. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me today.
All right. Once again, you can head to Nexus IT online, find out more about all of the things that they offer their clients, customers, and find that podcast as well. And we always enjoy their tech tips right here on Mountain Connections. We'll be back with more after this.